Happy 626 Day, everybody. We are here at Disney Springs to do a little bit of celebrating for 626 Day, but more importantly, we are coming to talk about the Lightning Lane changes that are coming to the Disney park, specifically Disney World. There is a little bit of change going on over at Disneyland. However, I think they're just renaming it. But over here at Disney World, we are getting a lot of changes to the brand new Lightning Lane system that is coming July 24th. So let's go ahead and talk about it as we try some treats, celebrate 626 Day, and just hopefully have a good time here. And let's dodge some rain while we're at it. We are actually making our way over to security. We need to basically figure out where we need to find our umbrella. We lost it on Space Mountain I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. So we are going to try and see if it ended up here at Springs. They do say that if it is not picked up within a week at the park, they'll send it over here to Springs. So we need to try and find that. Now, if you come over here by the buses, there is the lost and found. I think it's this direction. We've actually never done this, so we are heading over here now. Also, tell me it's not a little ironic that we're going to be talking Lightning Lane and we are having lightning all over the area with these storms. It's kind of funny. Either way, we do have the lost and found pickup right here, Town Center Storage House. So basically you have an entrance to Spring over there. You have all these buses over in this area, and this is where it is at. So if you guys lose stuff in the park and you don't pick it up, I think it's a week. I think it ends up coming over here. Well, the rain has started to show up. As you can see, we are under the umbrella. Took quite a while. I will say that was very, very slow. I feel like, how long did that take us? 15 minutes? Yeah.
But I guess we messed up by not filing a lost ticket claim over at Magic Kingdom the day of.
Yeah.
So I think had we had that ticket, it would have been a smoother process, but...
Probably so, but...
I guess they're just rifling through bins of junk, so...
I know.
But they found it.
We are heading over to Amorette's, by the way. That is where they have 2 treats for 626 Day. And we are also going to Gideon's, hopefully, today, because we are looking to get the...
That butterscotch cake.
The butterscotch? I thought it was cookie butter.
It's both.
Is it?
Look, shall we?
I don't know, but it's today's the last day to get it. So it's this right here. It is a Butterscotch's Cookie Butter Buttercream Cake every Wednesday and Saturday this month. But today is Wednesday, and there's no more Saturdays. But no, there is a Saturday left, I guess, technically.
Yes, but I won't be here.
She won't be here. So in order for her to try it, we got to get it tonight and only tonight. Hopefully they don't sell out. We made it over here. Amorette's. Oh, look at that. They also have an Inside Out 2 Petite Cake. Still haven't seen that yet. There is our 626 drink. This is a Pog drink, but it's frozen, and yeah, it's a little Stitch-esque, obviously the Hawaiian theme to it. We do have some rain, so we are under this umbrella here. The rain started to pick up, so we were not able to talk about everything over there. We might have to do that at the house because I don't know how long we're going to be getting storms here for. How is the drink? How do you like it?
It's good. It's like those tropical flavors, which I typically don't go for. So I do think it's good. I probably wouldn't order it on a not 626 day. Whipped cream is very good though. But overall, it's a refreshing drink, especially on a day where it's hot, unlike right now.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, we got that humidity though, but. Does the whipped cream taste fresh? Are they home making it? Because it's Amorette's. I feel like they're making things fresh there.
The whipped cream tastes like Sonic whipped cream to me.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever had that. So
okay. Sonic is really good whipped cream, and this is reminding me of it. So it's good though.
Oh, the whipped cream is very flavorful. That's kind of crazy. One thing I do want to point out, they did have another treat over at Amorette's for 626. It was an eclair. I think it was mango and guava, I think. They said they were making them, and it was going to be about another 30 to 45 minutes before they had them out. So we just went with this drink here. They do have another ice cream over at Polynesian. It's a blue cone and with blue ice cream. So that was kind of fun. And then over actually at Magic Kingdom, they do have as well a little those dome cakes, and it's basically Stitch's ears, so kind of cool. There are a few little treats around the area, and I always love when parks do fun things to celebrate, even small things like this, right? It's 626 Day. It's not an official holiday or anything like that, but they do release some fun stuff, which I can always appreciate. Let's make our way to Gideon's. I guess that's not really anything, right? That's not Lightning Lane based. That's not 626 based. It's just Gideon's. I know, right?
It also stopped raining. I forgot to put it on.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not too bad right now. It looks like they have a carrot cake here, which looks fantastic, but they're so big we just can't do too many slices here. But we are getting this here, the cookie butter buttercream cake. Here we go, cookie butter cookie scotch thing.
Butterscotch
great
cookie butter
butterscotch butter. It's like that commercial again. Either way, I'm gonna try this out. We don't want to stop and try the cake. We'll try that when we get home. Let you know what we think. That is delicious. Wow, that is super good. It's like snickerdoodle meets butterscotch meets maybe cinnamon. I don't even know.
It's almost like
That is one of my
Thanksgiving
favorite
cake.
cookies they ever. That's so good,
That's
right?
good. It's good, yeah.
I need to have another bite of that. It's almost like, I don't know. That is so good. Oh my god.
You're so doughy.
This might be my favorite.
No way.
I don't know. This is so good. This is so good.
This is after chocolate
I don't
chip.
know.
Hands down.
Chocolate chip is good, but this is
the
fantastic.
second best, yeah.
Wow. You guys need to try this one. If they have this when you are around. Cookie butter butterscotch cookie thing. Pick it up. That is fantastic. We have made it back home, and we are now going to talk about some lightning lane changes. And some of you guys might be curious, well, isn't lightning lane just the one that you go and you pay for and you skip the line on these premier attractions? And that would be kind of the case, but they are now introducing multi-use lightning lane, and there's kind of like the single-use lightning lane. So the single-use lightning lane is pretty much going to be the same. From what I understand is you will be able to choose up to 2 of those kind of premier e-ticket attractions to go ahead and buy that lightning lane for it specifically. And you're basically buying a single ride skip the line ticket that is only available for certain attractions. That's going to be your Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be your Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Rise of the Resistance. Things that are probably already on there are going to be on that same system. So that portion is pretty much going to be the same. It's going to operate a lot like that individual lightning lane that we already have available. However, the multi-use lightning lane now, which is kind of what Genie Plus was, but it's also kind of what Fast Pass Plus was back in the day. That's the one that I think has a lot of benefits actually that are coming to it. The downside is we used to get this for free and now we're going to be paying for it. So we pretty much kind of got a quick one pulled on us from Disney. So that's a little bit of a bummer because like I said, I mean, it's basically the entire system from before, but now in a paid format. And also on top of that, it isn't quite as good in my opinion. So I'll explain it a little bit and how it works. So first and foremost, let's talk about when you can actually use the multi-use lightning lanes that are coming into effect. Number 1, July 24th. I already mentioned that. That is when all of this is happening. And like I said, we'll be out there trying it at the end of July and showing you guys kind of what it's like to ultimately use it inside of the park and how we feel about it. So if you haven't yet, make sure, like I said, just subscribe and then you'll get notified when that video does release. However, when you do purchase the multi-use lightning lane or individual lightning lanes, or I guess it's the single use, and we're gonna have to get used to it. It's the whole lightning lane package. You will be able to book or start booking 3 days in advance from your day ticket. So let's say you have a Wednesday. I'm assuming it would be Sunday into Monday. You get that 3-day window that you could then start booking for that for your first day that you have available. So that's a huge benefit. I think people like to plan their vacations a little better. So at least giving you that 3-day window is a nice benefit. It used to be a little bit earlier. I think it was like 30 days or 60 days if you were a hotel guest or whatever. So not quite as much in advance. And to me, Disney's all about planning ahead. So I'm surprised that they don't allow it a little bit more in advance. Maybe they just want to make it more of a level playing field. I don't really know. The nice benefit though is if you are a resort guest, you actually can have 7 days in advance, and it actually goes up to 14 days out. Sounds a little bit more confusing than it really is. Basically, you have 7 days prior to your first day ticket, but you can book all the way out to 14 days beyond. A lot of people come for about a week, so the whole point is you could start 7 days in advance, and then you get those extra 7 days kind of that week. So you're kind of in a sense, rewarded for kind of taking these longer vacations because you can, again, get that 14-day time period if you are a resort guest. So hopefully that makes sense. You can either do it 3 days if you are not a resort guest, 7 days if you are a resort guest. Now let's break down what exactly these changes are. And the multi-use lightning lane, again, it's close to FastPass, but it's not quite there. And I do have my phone on me, so if you see me looking over, it's because I have some notes here. But the way that it's going to work is there are 2 tiers minus Animal Kingdom, and I'll explain that in a second, but there are 2 tiers of attractions that are going to be inside of each of the parks. And you will be able to book 1 multi-use lightning lane out of your 3. You are given 3 attractions just like you were with Fast Passes. You can kind of line up those 3 rides you really want to do, kind of. So you have 1 of the like tier 1 attractions, and then you get 2 of the tier 2 attractions in those first 3 that you get. If you are a resort guest or you are just a normal ticket holder or whatever, it is all the same. You only get those 3 kind of rides that you get available. Then checking into your first ride that you have available, as soon as you use 1 of your attraction lightning lanes, you'll open up a new one, and that one can be used on any of the tier attractions. So again, it gets a little convoluted. You just got to kind of follow along with it. Just understand when you're first booking, you get 1 of the tier 1s, 2 of the tier 2s. Now, what is inside of the tier 1s? Let's go over that. Magic Kingdom will start. That is going to be Big Thunder Mountain, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So that's going to be your tier 1 attractions, which means you can choose 1 of those out of your first 3 to immediately sign up for a lightning lane in the future. Your tier 2s are going to be the Barnstormer, Space Ranger Spin, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Winnie the Pooh, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Pirates of the Caribbean, Tomorrowland Speedway, and Under the Sea. One thing we're not seeing are character meet and greets. That was something that you could use Lightning Lane for or Genie Plus for, were some of those meet and greets. Currently, they are not available, but we could see them in the future. So just to understand those tier 2s that I listed, you get to choose 2 of those, 1 from the tier 1. Once you then use either one, if your first ride is going to be a tier 2 ride, it will then unlock another available. So you can always pretty much, it seems like, have 3 rides ready to go at any given point. So as soon as you go into and you touch your touch point for your lightning lane for the first ride, I believe then it should unlock all of the other availabilities for the tier 1 or tier 2. You're not locked to that constraint. Similar to Genie Plus, however, you can only do every ride 1 time on that lightning lane system. So do keep that in mind if you guys are kind of wondering, can we just keep going for Tower of Terror? No, you can do it 1 time and then it's basically off of the table for you. However, let's talk about Hollywood Studios, because Hollywood Studios is a little bit interesting to me with their system. Their tier 1 attractions are going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Rockin' Roller Coaster, and Slinky Dog Dash. That's their tier 1, which means, yes, in their tier 2, we do have Tower of Terror. But we have Alien Swirling Saucers, Beauty and the Beast, Disney Junior Play and Dance, Frozen Sing-Along, Indiana Jones, Muppet Vision 3D, Star Tours, Tower of Terror, and Toy Story Mania. So it's cool to see that Tower is actually in the tier 2 as well as Toy Story Mania. So that's at least a big plus. I'm just a little concerned that it's already kind of hard to get the Tower reservations in the current system. So putting it in the tier 2, making it a lot more available to people might be a little bit harder, but they have pretty high capacity there, so I'm not super worried about it. But finally, we'll talk about Epcot then, and their tier 1 attractions at Epcot are going to be Frozen Ever After, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Soarin' Around the World. Definitely not as many as some of the other parks. And then their tier 2s are going to be the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, which is a little interesting to me. Journey into Imagination, Living with the Land, Mission Space, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Spaceship Earth, and Turtle Talk with Crush. So out of those options, you are then again able to choose 2 of the tier 2, 1 of the tier 1, and that is then your initial booking as you head into the park, and then things will open up in the future, which is nice. I do appreciate that. I am interested to see if they ultimately put some of the character meet and greets onto the Lightning Lane, because a lot of people do use them for that. And I think that's going to be something that they need to kind of take a look at and see what goes on with it. I don't know how they ultimately go about it. If they put in tier 2, tier 1, is it a tier 3 thing that like you can just add it on and figure it out? I'm not too certain, but as of now, they haven't listed that as an option. So just kind of keep that in mind if you guys are looking to do that. As I stated kind of at the start of this segment, Animal Kingdom is not a tier system. So everything is available and open. So you basically are just going to be fighting to go ahead and get on all the big ticket attractions there. But you know, I can appreciate that. I feel like at this point, there's not really too many tier levels inside of Animal Kingdom. So yeah, that's kind of cool that at least that park's gonna be wide open. But again, that is what we see and what we know. One big thing to kind of keep in mind, anything can change. The whole system is subject to change by the 24th. We are about a month away. So they can make crazy changes. They could get rid of the tier system. They could add another tier. We don't really know. But what we do know right now is that is what they have released and announced. I'm a fan. It goes back to the FastPass days. A lot of people were not able to experience that. I think Genie Plus was not a good system because it felt like a worse version of FastPass that you had to pay for. Now at least we're kind of getting the old FastPass Plus system, but now we're paying for it, so that kind of stinks. But you know what, it is what it is. I at least appreciate it. One thing I think Disney still should do is if you're staying at their top tier resorts, I think you should get the Lightning Lane for like your stay. I think that's something that you know, you're paying a lot of money. Why not add it on? To me, that just makes sense. I mean, Universal does it with their Express, and I mean, their Express is $160+ depending on when you go. So I mean, there's a lot of value in that. I have a family of 4. What, $500+ are already just in that alone. So I don't know, or I guess maybe depending on the resort you stay at, maybe you would get it for like that park. So if you're on like the Magic Kingdom loop, maybe you could get like Magic Kingdom based Lightning Lane for just that park at least or something. I don't know. I doubt they'll end up doing that, but either way, that's pretty much the whole gist of what's going on with Lightning Lane. And again, now we're having to go from Genie back to Lightning Lane and not FastPass still. So like verbiage is going to be weird, and I'm sure people are going to be throwing everything around. But just so you guys are aware of how everything is looking right now, that is what the system is showing. We still have Genie. It's not Genie Plus anymore. You have Genie to basically allow him to kind of plan out your day a little bit, but then you have the Lightning Lanes, and that is what you're doing. It's all under the Lightning Lane umbrella now. You're either doing the multi-use, which is basically what is old school FastPass, or what you would have maybe known as Genie Plus. That's that kind of package. And then you have the single-use Lightning Lane. So those are kind of the two branches that we have. One nice thing as well, you can actually go ahead and buy them in one transaction now. You don't have to buy like individual Lightning Lane and then, you know, Genie Plus, and they were kind of separate transactions and it was kind of annoying. Now you can just kind of bundle them together when you're purchasing as well. So that is at least a little bit of a benefit. Pricing wise, don't know. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be similar to what Genie Plus is currently. That's how I'm assuming they're gonna be looking at the pricing. In all honesty, I'm gonna guess it's actually gonna get a little bit more expensive because they're gonna allow you to get 3 attractions right off of the bat instead of basically 1 at 7 and then the next one like when park opens or whatever, or 9 a.m. or whatever. So because you're gonna be able to preload 3 attractions, my guess is they're gonna say, well, that's more value to the consumer, and we're gonna then increase the price. So do be ready to see an increase in the Lightning Lane system. Again, the individual Lightning Lanes or the single-use Lightning Lanes, again, we're gonna have to get used to saying that. I don't know if that price will change at all, to be honest with you, but I am going to assume that the multi-use will go up. Don't quote me, I don't know. I'm just taking a guess just because of what was available before. You are now getting a little bit more, so I'm going to guess that they're going to charge more. It isn't free, and I don't think we're ever getting it back to be a free system anymore. I think we will be paying for it pretty much for the rest of Disney's time. But just so you guys are aware, that is everything Lightning Lane. hopefully it wasn't too crazy. I know there's a lot to kind of talk about, and that's just how it is. Like I said, we will be using it and showing you guys how it works and kind of what we think and our opinions on it in the future. So if you guys want to see that, make sure again to tune in when we do release that video. But that being said, we are going to go ahead and try out that cake for you guys really quick. Again, we loved the cookie. We're just going to try one little slice. I think we're both pretty full. We did have dinner right before we actually finished up the video here, but we're going to try that cake slice for you because we waited in the rain for it. So we're gonna do that and then kind of close out our 626 day talking about Lightning Lane. So let's go ahead and try that really quick. Blam! There it is. There's our cake. It looks so good. We need to try it out. Here we go. Smells good. Oh.
Is it good? Does it taste like the cookie but with more buttercream?
That might be better than the cookie.
Oh.
Oh my God,
Get
you're gonna love this. What the heck? This cookie butter craze at Gideon's right now, so good. Holy cow, that's so good. You are going to love it. Also, here's our newest addition as she is playing with Hero right now. Where'd she go? This is our new one. This is Callie. We have a girl this time. We have 2 boys. Now we have this girl. We got her from the Orange County shelter. So
don't touch me.
she's a snuggler when she wants to. She sleeps a lot, but she plays hard too. And I think she
bites harder.
Yeah, she nibbles quite a bit, and I think she needs to you know, she puts on a tough face because of the boys. But anyway, all right, back to the cake. Try that out. I'm telling you, that might be better. Is that crazy or what?
The buttercream is so good. I love frosting. The actual cake itself, what is it? Just like
super moist
vanilla?
though.
It's so good.
Is that?
I love Gideon's cake.
Is that not crazy good though?
I think I've been asking all month. You gotta get this sooner next time.
I know, and I don't know, like, is this only for June or what? I don't know if they'll bring it
I think
back.
it's gotta be cycled into the rotation, right?
I don't know.
That's
But this might be the best combination of whatever. I could see them like putting this on the menu permanently with how good this is. If people just try this, it's a hit. This is so good. But either way, that is it for us here today. Thank you for hanging out with us and celebrating 626 Day. And hopefully I was able to share some knowledge for Lightning Lane. I know it is a little confusing. Hopefully we can all get through it and figure it out. And we'll see what ends up happening when it does end up releasing. Hopefully it doesn't really crash the system. I know Genie Plus had a lot of issues on release, but let's hope that they learn their lesson and it is a nice system. Again, I am actually very happy about this. I like that it is back to kind of this Fast Pass Plus system, and I know we're gonna have to pay for it, but like, I feel a lot better about it to be able to plan ahead like that. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and see. I feel like there's a little less confusion, and now let's just wait and see what ends up happening. So either way, thanks again. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.